Hey, we're live. I should probably play the intro music.
Hello and welcome to Funny Science Fiction, the live edition.
All right. Well, now that we've actually have played the intro music, people know who we are.
We're actually here, are we?
So, welcome to the Funny Science Fiction live edition of this wonderful podcast train wreck we're about to throw out in front of you. The podcast whose jokes are out that will make it seem like Firefly lasted for more than one season.
And before we get into tonight's show, we need to say thanks to our show partners, River City Tees and Level Up Lightsabers.
And let's roll that beautiful nerd footage.
With over 700 designs to choose from, River City Tees has something for everyone. Need some new nerd merch? River City Tees has you covered. Need funny or sarcastic designs? River City Tees has you covered. Are you looking for a new logo or custom design? Whether you need 1 or 100, River City Tees has you covered. With multiple colors and options for each and every design. With things to choose from like shirts, hoodies, phone cases, coffee mugs, and so much more. Be sure to follow River City Tees on Facebook and Instagram. If you do, you'll get the latest on designs and information about upcoming sales. River City Tees. Let's make a shirt together.
All right, that was River City Tees. And now for Level Up Lightsabers. All right, and as always, Tim is going to be putting the links to those in the comment section.
Did you get Honora a lightsaber yet?
No, because she, wants food and needs diapers. And
oh, I guess.
Nonsense that comes with being a parent.
Well, good luck with that.
Right? Eventually I'll get a lightsaber. It'll happen.
Maybe, kind of, sort of.
Maybe. I might have to sell a kidney for it, but it's okay. Anyway, let's give a warm welcome to our guests tonight. First off, we have Joey DiCarlo from the So Wizard podcast.
Hello,
hey, Joey.
everybody.
Hey.
Welcome.
Hey,
Glad
thanks
to
for
have
having me. I'm glad to be here, ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, it's going to be fun tonight.
He says that now. Let's give him an hour and see what he thinks then.
And as a returning guest, we have Mick Manhattan from the Scene Snobs podcast.
Really? Could bring me in second, huh? Been on the show plenty of times.
Well, I went alphabetically. So, J before M, it's just kind of a thing.
I don't blame you.
I couldn't even go with last names because he still won with the D.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, Joey's got that D.
That's right.
Joey's got that D.
Yeah, so Jason says hello, Joey. Jason
Hello.
Taylor from Three Geeks Podcast. So, and Mick is where'd it go? There it is. Mick is the prettiest guy in Manhattan.
And I'm not even in Manhattan. I was last week.
A week ago, you were the prettiest. You were the prettiest guy. There you go. Okay.
Is that the Muppets remake, Mick in Manhattan?
Mick in
I
Manhattan.
would watch that.
Do it.
Where Mick has to voice every character.
Then the sequel's got to be Mick Manhattan Takes Los Angeles.
Escape from Mick Manhattan. There you go. All right. So before we jump into our topic for tonight, guys, Joey and Mick, I'd like each of you to take a moment to tell everyone about your shows, what you guys talk about on them, and why people need to be listening to your particular podcast.
Mick, you go first. I know you have a thing about that. So,
Listen, you got the D, I got first, so let's do this. Of course, everybody, you know me. Mick Manhattan, the Scene Snob, from the Scene Snobs podcast every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. We're also on Helium Radio Network. You can check us out every Sunday at 12:30 p.m. Eastern over there. It's very fitting to be on the show and make this announcement because I have not announced it anywhere other than social media.
Congratulations on your transition.
Thank you, Joey. Shut up, Joey.
Bearded lady.
So anyway, we are doing our second annual Star Trek week next week from the 5th to the 11th. So thank you, Funny Science Fiction, for letting me make the announcement here. So I have all my stuff sprawled out. We're going to have every night's going to be a fun night of Star Trek filled mania, including an episode script read with guests. We're going to trivia with guests, a panel with some experts, and more. So thank you.
Excellent. I know a lot of people will be looking forward to that. I'm actually looking forward to catching some of that next week. I am the slow boat to Star Trek land, but I am getting there. I have been making the transition to Star Trek. See what I did there?
What does your transition look like?
7 of 9.
Honestly, it started off with more of the JJ Trek. I really like JJ Abrams' Star Trek, which I know rubs a lot of people the wrong way. I get that, but it's more. Look, I'm a Star Wars fan. Pretty out about that. That's my my morning, my night. That's everything to me. Star Wars, and having JJ Abrams involved in Star Trek and Star Wars, it was an easier crossover for me to get into it because it's the JJ Wars, and it's more. I think it's probably more similar to what he's done with some of the Star Trek universe and into the Star Wars universe than anything else, and it's an easy bridge to cross for a Star Wars fan who hasn't been a Star Trek fan. I don't know who this user is, but here it is. Here it is. Slow boat. I'm guessing that's Casey. I'm going to say Casey.
Yeah, Casey, you got to go on Funny
I
Science
haven't
Fiction.
tracked down which one it is yet.
I'm pretty sure it's Casey. Let's see. Jason Taylor says JJ Star Trek is great. They're haters. Beyond was the most like Trek out of the three. I really enjoy it, and it's gotten me into, accepting it a little more. So I'm actually looking more forward to it. Nick is spending his quality time not talking, typing into the keyboard.
I'm not typing. I was reading.
No, it's not Casey.
I'm trying not to take over the show. I'm trying to be nice this time.
It's totally not Casey, Tim.
So it's Mick this time. Okay.
No, it's your dad.
Oh boy.
I found it. I tracked him down.
Is it too late to ban somebody?
Yes.
No, you leave that man alone.
He chose you, Tim.
All right, excellent. So, all right, Joey, tell us about what you got going on over at So Wizard.
So we have this amazing new concept in podcasting that's never been done before. It's 3 friends that review movies every week. I don't know if you guys ever heard anything like this. It's
That
crazy.
No, not
sounds
even close.
fascinating.
But no, we So Wizard Podcast. We've been podcasting for 7 years. We're just started year 8, actually recorded tonight, and no weeks off since August 2014. We put out an episode every week for 7 years plus. I just recorded 368th episode tonight, and we review nerdy movies, genre movies, sci-fi movies, action movies, that type of stuff every week, and we're there for you all
All right.
over the place. We've got our YouTube channel that's filled with supplemental content as well. We got interviews, unboxings, trailer reactions, and stuff on there too. So,
All right, cool. So let me ask you this. This was not anywhere in our notes for the show tonight, but I want to ask it both of you and Mick. So you guys both have a lot of episodes out there, and you've been doing this. Both have been doing this for quite a while. What is your favorite episode thus far? I know that's like asking you to name a favorite child, but
That's easy for me. Sorry.
well, it didn't ask you. I know it's Dan Povenmire. So
My favorite child? No.
Oh,
Favorite
I
episode? Yes.
that's what I was saying. Well, it's
You
either
said like a favorite child, and I was trying to.
well, yeah, but
Go
I
back to
figured,
my coloring.
look, I know it's between John or Honora, depending on the day, so it's fine.
He is the one.
Joey,
that's
we're gonna switch off. You go ahead, man.
oh, that's fine. Everyone's a gem. I don't want to sound like my favorite is the next one, but If I have to look back, we do a thing on the show sometimes in secrets. It's when there's nothing really to review that's coming out, is we'll pick a bad movie and we inflict it on the rest of the hosts. We've done stuff like Kiss Meets the Phantom of the Park and Grease 2, The Christmas Light, stuff like that. For our 300th episode, we invited on really good friends of the show, Cult 45, the movie podcast. And I forced them to watch The Forbidden Dance is Lambada, which is one of the worst movies ever made. And it's super racist and it's absolutely hilarious. So I can't recommend it enough. The whole movie is about saving the rainforest while dry humping people. And it was a masterpiece. We just had a blast. It's probably the worst episode for somebody to listen to if it's their first sample of the show, because it's literally us, Beat 'em Down, and Random Randy just laughing nonstop for an hour and a half. But it was a blast to record. So, that was a good one. But yeah, anyone's good. Jump on in.
Kathleen, your husband would like to know if he's supervising Honor or if she's supervising him.
There's photographic evidence of the fact that I'm pretty sure she's supervising you. Yeah. He came and got me the other day with I need your help cleaning something up. And I'm like, okay. And I walk into the kitchen and our daughter is covered in marker, as is the floor and the cooler. And so her grandmother was already helping her clean up, and she asked her what happened. And Honor goes, Daddy wasn't watching me.
There you go. All right. And John wants to know if you've ever seen Evil Alien Conquerors.
I have not, but if it's terrible, I'll put it on the list. I consider myself a connoisseur of bad movies. So,
all right, very good. All right, Mick, what about you? Do you have a favorite one that sticks out in your mind? And
I don't know, it's tough. Casey keeps me cracking up, man. So
I get that.
I'm I don't have any to really pick. Like, I just enjoy doing it. Like, it's just every week is just fun. We did one recently where we got a little more serious, but we're still meeting that level of absurdity. At the same time, we just talked about more current events rather than movies. And that one probably right now is my most recent favorite.
All right. I'm good with that. I mean, you could have picked the one where I was on your show, but hey, whatever. Okay.
You were
all right.
But
oh, you were wearing the Dune is Great shirt and we kicked you off. That's right.
So anyway,
rude.
No, he knows I love him. All right. So very good.
To be fair, when you have a co-host that you actually like, all of your shows are fun.
We and I have been doing it together way too long. We need to retire.
Now you guys work really well together, so that's good. So, all right, guys. So if you haven't picked up by now, both Mick and Joey are really cool guys, and I strongly suggest you go check out their podcast. Go check out So Wizard. Go check out the Scene Snobs. There's a bunch of really cool stuff on each of those for you guys to listen to. I subscribe to both, and I think you guys should as well. All right, so about tonight, what we're going to do tonight. Now, there always seems that there's that one character that we feel that needs to be developed a little bit more. Maybe we feel it needs more screen time or just needs their own breakout movie or even like a Disney Plus extended series. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight. We're going to talk about those characters from movies, TV shows, or even comic books that have grabbed our attention, made us look a little closer, and made us think about why they needed some more time in the spotlight. So I'm really excited to hear how everybody talks about their picks. And if you in the comments have thoughts about our picks, please throw them in the comments. I'll get them up on the screen. We'll have some nice interaction. And if you have picks outside of what we thought, if there's a character that you thought needed some more love, throw it in the comments. We'll put it up on the screen. We'll talk about it as well. But I thought, Joey, since you had we're going alphabetically. And actually I wanted to hear more about your pick. So I put you first and foremost.
Oh, boy.
So.
Okay. So I picked a comic book character. My pick is Icon from Milestone Comics. I don't know if that's too nerdy for you guys or if it's something you're familiar with. What it boils down to is a black Superman.
Okay.
And it was created by Dwayne McDuffie in the 90s and their own imprint of Milestone Comics. It's just a great character. The run of books is amazing. He has his own sidekick, Ricochet. They're just great stories. And every time DC kind of pops up and is like, hey, we're going to have a Michael B. Jordan Superman. Hey, we're going to have this Superman or that. It always makes me angry a little bit inside because I'm like, this character is great. These characters are sitting here at DC. You own the rights to them. It's not a Marvel situation where Sony owns Morbius or some nonsense like that. They have all these characters under their wing and they just refuse to use them or even reprint the books at this point. It's a little frustrating, but it's one of my favorite characters from comics back in the day. I just wish we could see a little bit more of it. So,
Okay. So when you told me that was who you were going to be talking about, clearly I've missed something.
I think that was a great pick.
It is a fabulous pick. I'm just Mick.
I missed something. Okay.
Just look at Mick.
What?
Oh,
Why are people looking at me?
Because you're adorable.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. All right.
Sorry, I just looked down and couldn't stop laughing.
Okay. So anyway, I looked up Icon and I didn't get a chance to really read over it, but I looked up through a lot of the images that were provided by Google. The artwork is fascinating, drawn really well, and I was honestly I had never heard of this character before. So yeah,
was in the same universe as Static Shock. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Static Shock.
I am.
Static Shock.
Yeah. Same universe, same group of comics. Not terrible 90s stuff, so we're not talking about like Bloodshot or Blood Rage or Blood whatever that was out all the comics back in the day. It was really good stuff, and it's just been washed away in the dustbin of history, I guess, for lack of a better term. And it's just a character sitting there collecting dust, and it's like DC grab this and use it,
Yeah, which I would think that they would look more strongly at doing if they're going to have a black Superman, which is great. I'm all for it. But if you already have this character of his own storyline and everything else, why not use him?
Because I want to sell more Superman shirts.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you probably got me there.
Well, you're always going to sell Superman shirts.
Well, but then again, you're also reaching Superman into a different market, and so if you can do that, why not?
What if I told you the sales of Superman shirts is already down 20%?
Well, probably not wrong.
I don't know if it is. That was
just from Tim mentioning Superman, it's gone. All right. Okay. All right. Mick, tell us about your pick.
All right, so I went over this a lot. I didn't do comic books because I thought you meant superheroes from movies, from the movie cinematic universe. So I didn't think about it. That's a great pick, by the way. So I was sticking more towards like TV shows, stuff like that. And I thought one that would be fun to see is Mal Reynolds, but like an old man Mal type of series where he's like kind of grizzled, everybody's gone, kind of going through and seeing where that leads, sort of thing. Almost like Logan, but for Mal.
I think that would be cool.
I think an older version of him would be really neat.
Like just wipe everybody away. Now everybody's gone. And like, what does Mal do with his life now?
The lonely captain goes on.
Yep.
Just him in Serenity.
That and Dune sucks. That's the other thing I'm going to say.
Because you hadn't mentioned it in 5 minutes and we might have forgotten.
Listen, every time I come on, it's got to be mentioned. There's a wide base out there,
It happens. I get it. Although I am actually kind of looking forward to the remake.
I mean,
mostly because I don't think it can be worse.
You say that now.
Really? You don't think it could be worse?
Well, I'm sure it can be. I
mean, there's a lot of movies where I was like, it can't be bad. I mean, look at it. And then Batman versus Superman.
It'll have 100% less Sting in a metal diaper. So,
Which,
God.
already makes it
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
better. And Jason Momoa. So it might be okay.
Yeah, that does nothing for me. So I'm gonna take your word for it though. Okay, so all right. So old man Mel Reynolds.
Could be fun.
No, I think it would be. Yeah, I see him as the Firefly. He's the Han Solo of Firefly, in my opinion.
Oh my God, Han Solo is the worst character in science fiction history.
Goodbye, Mick.
So anyway, it was nice talking with Mick.
Yeah.
Now that we have him gone, we can talk about some serious things. Good thing I love him.
Good thing I know that you love Harrison Ford.
Harrison Hottie Pants.
Harrison Ford probably agrees with you. That's the sad part.
That's true.
There's one for you.
It's a kid's movie. Get over it.
What science fiction character? This is for the future. This is for your future episode. What science fiction character deserved to die the most? There you go. I'm gonna let you guys mull that over and put it in an episode.
We'll invite you back for that episode.
There's so many.
The entire cast of Dune.
Yes, Joey gets it.
I still think Mick's answer when because we had him on for a solo interview. I still love this answer. We asked him to mash two universes together, and he said he would take Jurassic Park and mash it up with Dune so that the T-Rex would eat everybody.
Deserves it.
That makes me happy. Not gonna lie.
If in 10,000 years the world is Dune, I'm glad they'll be dead. Because it would be boring. Just very, very boring.
Oh, definitely.
And chafing with metal diapers. So.
And if you guys are listening in the comments, tell us what you think what you think you would like to see a character to be brought out a little bit more. And that way we can talk about those too.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's bring them up. And Nick, since you're finally talking, why don't you tell us about your pick? Because it follows up Mick's pick really well.
I am in the same universe as Mick, and I want something on Shepard.
He's dead.
But he has.
Oh, you want a prequel?
Pre-history.
I love it.
I know there's been some comics and stuff released on that, and I did read like a little summary of it. But I think a live action version is what is needed, and it just kind of we are left with so many questions about who is this guy and why is he so amazing at various things.
You want to see him as a kid, like pod racing and stuff like that?
Not quite that episode one, but
with the Marv Albert double-headed alien.
That's right.
Pod racing. I love it.
Oh.
All right. Cool. Anything else to add?
I want to know how many secrets he has in his hair.
All of them.
Exactly. It's full of secrets. Sorry. That quote gets thrown around here so much. For obvious reasons.
it does.
In my house.
Oh, okay.
Not on our show, at her house, because the girl has tremendously large amounts of hair. And half the time when she's wearing her headphones, she can hide her headphones, which are bigger than mine, in her hair. So, all except for the top ears.
Right, well, the ears stick out. That's by design. But yeah, I can hide headphones in my hair.
So, all right. So, Kathleen, why don't you go ahead and tell us about your pick?
All right, my pick is Nebula. I feel like there is so much backstory to Nebula that we should have gotten. And even from the comic books, there's so much more that she does. I mean, looking at the on Marvel's website, it's talking about how she became a space pirate who took on the Avengers, the Skrulls, the Xandarians, Fire Lords, Silver Surfer, Ronan, and Thanos. We don't get any of that in Guardians of the Galaxy. I mean, we get like this much of Nebula's story when there's this much Nebula story to go through. That even like a prequel movie showing her life with Gamora and Thanos growing up, why she is the way she is, why the way that Thanos raised her to be the killer that she is, I think would be fascinating.
I think it would have to be just flashbacks to that, because otherwise I think it's going to get really depressing and really dark really quick.
Probably.
I mean, she's she's more, machine than human anymore, because of all the things that she's gone through and all the tests that he ran on her and everything else. I think
that it would be an interesting, I mean, she would have to have more like a Disney limited series. Like
everybody gets a Disney limited series now. Next, thing in the metal diaper. You get a Marvel movie. You get a Marvel show.
But I mean, Nebula's got such a cool story, and who doesn't want more Karen Gillan?
I'm always down for more Karen Gillan, my number one woman crush of all time right now. And you know what would be great would be to see her post Endgame, just trying to fit into life, like dating, going to the grocery store, just stuff like that. That would be hilarious. Her and Rocket Raccoon just navigating life would be probably the best TV show they could make for Disney Plus.
Actually, during that 5-year period would be amazing to watch. Like, we just live on Earth now. Like, that's what we do.
Her using Tinder, like the comedy. It's comedy gold. It's comedy gold.
That is a Disney Plus limited series.
Why
call it Nebs and the Trash Panda.
I agree, John. I agree 100%. Especially my life.
Just bring
especially my life.
Just give me Amy Pond.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the what is it? Jumanji dance battles and everything. So
Karen Gillan was the reason I went red as a redhead for a while.
Honestly, Amy and Rory, to see how they lived out their lives when they went back in time.
I know, after the Angels Take Manhattan.
Because she's not going to settle for no adventure.
No, of course not.
I feel like
maybe she actually finally became a cop.
It is, Tim.
Yay! I'm catching on. I don't watch Doctor Who.
I don't like Doctor Who. So.
We should change that at some point, Tim.
Hey, look, it's taken me this long to get to Star Trek. How much longer do you think it's going to take me to get to Doctor Who?
Well, you got to get through Stargate first.
I've tried. I like the movie.
I haven't even watched Stargate.
I love the movie. Love the movie.
The show was good.
So, this person says that they'll take more Karen Gillan and eat despite of Gunpowder Milkshake.
I haven't seen it yet.
Me either. So, but yeah, there's that. So, okay. Anything else on Nebula before we mosey along?
I think it's really cool that Karen Gillan actually shaved her head for the role. But
I don't know that that's going to happen, John, because it's just going to be your wife talking for an hour.
I can talk on it too, Tim. So
okay, I'm sorry.
It's Mick on the show with us.
Listen, I'm right there with you. Let's do it. Let's talk TARDIS all night long.
I will sit there going.
Talk.
I will go. That sounds good, Nick. Counterpoint. That sounds great. Okay, Mick. Counterpoint. That sounds wonderful. Okay, Kathleen. Anything else to add? All right.
You know what? It should just be an episode of Tim reacting to Don't Blink.
So, yeah, right?
I have actually never watched that. I've been told so many times that I need to.
Blink to then the 2-part other one. Oh, what is it called?
With the silence?
No.
Because I'm all about them silence right there.
The other 2-part episode with the, not Angels Take Manhattan, but the one with River.
I'll take your word for it.
Oh, when she's born?
No.
Which one are you talking about then?
The spaceship crashing.
The one where they did the time travel thing into the one town that looks like London, but then they went to another one that looked like London, but they went to another place that still looked like London.
Do you guys want to pick another genre to talk about?
It sounds like the CW universe of Vancouver.
And no, Drayton, you did not miss anything. There is no musicals tonight. We're good.
Yet.
Let's see. The trippy thing about Blink is when you realize the angels stop moving when we, the audience, are looking at them.
It is really creepy.
Yeah.
That sounds like a wonderful bedtime story. All right.
Mick, the Angel Bob episodes.
Yeah. Oh, we could do a whole
We could just do an entire hour episode about just the Weeping Angels.
an hour. You can do a whole season just the Weeping Angels.
Because, I mean, you do have Blink, and then the episodes with Angel Bob, and then the Angels Take Manhattan, and all of the information about the Lonely Assassins, and... What?
Sure.
I'm sorry. Is the angel named Bob? Is that what I just heard?
Angel Bob is a difficult
There's
concept.
a lot. Listen, all right. If you don't know it, we're not explaining it.
None of the words
In the
that I'm
next
saying
30
right now
minutes.
make any sense if you don't know what I'm talking about.
No, you sound like Charlie Brown's teacher to me right now. Mark, 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 Angel Bob, mark, 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 mark.
So
Ooh.
Tim, let's hear about your pick.
I'll have to tell Mick the terrible angel story later. Don't let
Do
me
it.
forget.
All right, so I've been vacillating back and forth. There's my $5 word for the day. Vacillating. Back and forth between two. So originally, because of my absolute love for Star Wars, there's a character that I thought that needed an opportunity to have more of his story told in a better way. And originally, I wanted to talk about Lando Calrissian, and I wanted to see some type of prequel movie from him, a mini series, something that explained how he got to the point where him and Han Solo met up in the movie Solo. I thought that'd be really cool because I think there's some really cool things to say there. I think Mick's changed his name again.
I've changed it like 7 times.
Yeah, I know, but
They've all been nice.
I haven't paid attention to all of them. If you haven't noticed, let's see. The where I settled on is growing up in the 90s. I used to love the X-Men comics, particularly the ones that featured Gambit. And I always thought Gambit was a really cool character. I always liked his use of the cards, how everything about him. I got really excited in X-Men Origins Wolverine when all of a sudden Taylor Kitsch was there, I'm like, oh my God, we're going to get Gambit. And we got him for like 3 minutes on screen and just wasn't enough. So, but I would love to see an origin styles, movie for Gambit, how he became, the Cajun, everything he's done, kind of leading up to meeting up with the X-Men and becoming an X-Men. I think it'd be kind of a cool series.
Didn't they go into that a little bit in the 90s cartoon?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they do. But I would like to see a live action version of it with, and actually I really liked Taylor Kitsch as Gambit. I thought he did really good with it. Portrayed it, visually, I thought pretty well.
Were you pining for that Channing Tatum Gambit movie that never came out?
Not with Channing Tatum, no. I didn't want Magic Mike with a deck of cards.
Whoa. We are not going to disperse the name of Magic Mike.
Yeah,
Greatest
kinda.
movie ever made. Second only to Magic Mike XXL.
See, Drayton says that Kathleen's background is giving him major flashbacks for the 60s.
I am sure he's got some great stories from then.
Let's see. He wants to see more about Khan, the early years, pre-Federation.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
That would be fun.
I would like to see that whole universe, though. Not just the Khan years, like kind of like visiting everything pre-Federation.
I would actually I would be interested in the Khan episode that Travis is bringing up, or a movie, or whatever you want to do with it. Because from the original Star Trek, and I've been vocal about this. The one thing that I have liked from the original Star Trek is the episode of Space Heat from the first season, where you meet Khan, and then of course Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. I love both of those. I would love to see the prequel leading up to that, all the pre-Federation stuff like Travis is talking about, and then something that's in between of him getting marooned on the planet, and him meeting back up with the Federation people and giving me nightmares about having things crawling in my ears. So, because that was a problem for a while. I swear to God, anytime anything touched my hair, I'm like, no, I don't want it in there. So,
Yeah, I thought quicksand was going to be a bigger problem in my life.
Oh yeah,
exactly. Right.
I always thought quicksand was going to be a bigger problem than it is.
Drayton says he'd like a daytime TV diet talk show featuring Porkins.
Poor Porkins.
Or Porkins.
Get fat shames because Sting can wear a metal diaper, but poor Porkins just, barely fit in the X-Wing.
But he fit.
Barely.
Look, I know that feeling. I've been on roller coasters that I probably shouldn't have been on. The only thing that was keeping me in was the size of my butt. So anyway. All right. So, yes. We'll just recap real quick. Pretty interesting list. So there's Icon from Milestone Comics, part of DC. Basically a black Superman. Mal Reynolds from Firefly, but old man Mal. And then Karen Gillian as Nebula. I got Karen Nebula on the brain. But as Nebula with a very sad upbringing movie where she gets chopped into bits and replaced with robot parts. Thanks, Kathleen.
Doesn't everybody have that happen to them in their childhood? Come on.
Sounds hot. I don't know.
Sounds hot. Yeah, I can't even do anything about that one. All right. So
You didn't swear though.
No, you're doing great. You're doing great. Then Nick, of course, brought up Shepard from Firefly so that Kathleen could talk about her hair. And
It's impressive. Why wouldn't I talk about it?
There's that. And then, of course, I brought in 2 references in one because I could do that. So with Lando and Gambit. So, all right. I think those are pretty good lists. I like a couple of the picks from the audience. I like Travis's pick of Khan. I think that's a really good possibility.
I think we need an entire Jar Jar Binks movie too.
I would be okay with that.
So anyway,
Thank you.
and she's gone.
Misa, wish you best in your future endeavors. I'd love to see. So we all know the movie Alien 3 was a disaster behind the scenes. Like that was a mess when they made Alien 3.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I would love to see an Office style sitcom about the making of that movie.
That would be hilarious.
who can steal parkour?
Exactly. And you get the real David Fincher to be in it.
Right. Drayden also says we need a Firefly Barney Miller crossover. And for the young kids listening who don't understand,
I was just gonna say, people know who Barney Miller is still.
Fish from Barney Miller.
I guess the rights might be cheap. I don't know.
Actually, that might be an easy crossover. You might be able to.
That's right.
Okay, so totally different topic. Is that a Henry VIII cat painting behind you?
Yeah, that's a picture of my cat as Henry VIII that my wife had done.
That is spectacular.
My co-host Aubrey on So Wizard painted it for us. So.
I so badly want one of those paintings. I've seen them online, and then we went to the Renfest a couple weeks ago, and they had, if you brought a picture of your pet in, they would paint them as a lord or a lady. And I need that.
Well, it was either the cat picture or I had to pick up the laundry off the floor in my room to do a video podcast. So
that just sounds lame.
And cat picture it is.
That's right.
See, I have a tuxedo cat who looks all prim and proper and is actually the biggest idiot in the world, that I think he needs to be painted as a royalty.
Do it. It's a great conversation piece.
Mm-hmm. Totally.
All right.
Tim's like, whatever.
No, that's fine. Actually,
No, when Tim doesn't like a conversation, we call him Tom.
True. Honestly, I would paint or have somebody paint our cat Vader. I have a black cat named Vader. He's got a big white box on his chest. He's kind of a butthead. But we call him Vader. I would have him painted, but from like the scene of Titanic, and have it captured. Paint me like one of your French cats, because he lays down like that all the time.
Like Tay-Tay Cat?
Oh, not again.
When in doubt.
I knew I was flying too close to the flame.
I saw a cat picture, and I'm like,
The
this.
second I saw a cat picture, I thought of that. And I had to wait for somebody to bring it up.
As soon as I'm like, I'm going to bring up the cat picture, and then Mick's going to bring up Taylor Swift cat.
Oh, yeah.
And John called me Tom.
He does that. And all cats are buttheads. It's true.
Hey, Nick, your dad would like to know who ate the last piece of chocolate cake.
He hasn't seen any cake.
I don't know what you're talking about. All right, so hey, we got a couple quick minutes, and I said that time permitting, we talk a little bit about What If for Marvel on Disney Plus. I am very excited about this series. I have really been enjoying every episode. I really liked the T'Challa episode, although I think that there was a couple shortcomings in it, but but for the most part, I think it was really good. What has been your guys' thoughts, and are you watching the series? And if so, what has been your thoughts of the What If series on Disney Plus?
Are you eating the chocolate cake right now? That's amazing.
See, it's not a lie.
Dude's got chocolate all over his face. Like, I don't know where that cake went.
I don't know, Dad. Somebody else got the cake. No.
What if Nick didn't eat the cake?
One question changes everything.
The question, Cake Thief, was: are you watching What If, and what has been your thoughts about the series thus far?
Well, you tell us, Superstar. Where do you want to start?
I don't care. Any of you can jump in. I don't care. The wheels are off the wagon here, so we're just running
watching it. Yes, I am crazy excited. This is one of those shows I feel like could go on and on and on and on, because since the opening of the multiverse, they are like, we can tell whatever story we want now. So,
yeah, there's no limitations there, that's for sure. And they're showing that week to week.
Okay. They're doing a great job. It's fun. I can't wait to see where else it goes and what it's leading up to. Clearly, it's leading up to some of these characters showing up in live action. Just matter, I figured Captain Carter, and we'll see who else. But it's been interesting to say the least. I've the last episode I enjoyed. I like the whodunit vibe. I don't want to give any spoilers away because it's fresh, but if they do keep this going, like Nick said, though, we're gonna have to get okay fast with the celebrities not coming back to voice each character, which I'm okay with.
But there's enough quality voice actors out there who could do voice match and get it very close where they can, may not be the same person, but it's going to be a quality job. I
am interested to see the Killmonger episode where he shows up and saves Tony, because you saw it in the trailer. I'm not giving anything away that's not been seen, but because if it does take place in 2007, 2008, when that did, he was like 12. So
right,
it's definitely interesting.
Okay. And Travis says he likes his heroes with flaws. Episode 2 lost his interest.
I've liked it so far. I caught up on it last night because you said we might talk about it, so I watched 2 episodes last night. I think it kind of suffers a little bit from what Black Widow suffers from right now. We've kind of been trained with Marvel stuff to just be fully invested in a overarching storyline. They've kind of reset back to phase 1 style, where we're starting to reintroduce characters. We're getting a storyline set up, but it's not driving. It's not a runaway freight train of Thanos gets the stones, blah, 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 like we were in phase 3. So a lot of it feels like grinding your gears almost. I'm not sure how this ties into anything. Is it great on its own? Yeah, but I think there's a big significant chunk of the audience that's expecting this is going to tie into Loki. This is going to tie into WandaVision. Will it get there? Maybe. We haven't seen the whole season yet, but even with this and Black Widow, it feels a little bit like there's no overarching story yet, and there's nothing driving the overall narrative of the Marvel universe, so to speak. And it just feels a little drab. I don't know. I don't know why it hasn't fully grabbed me yet. I didn't really like, I'm sorry. I didn't really like the episode that just aired with Fury's big day getting all messed up. It's just a little much. If we're going to stick to just MCU stuff, which is what they're going to do, because why would they bring in ridiculous comic book stuff that no one's ever read? I feel like they're going to run out of ideas fast. So sorry to be Debbie Downer in the room. But.
No, yeah, hey, we like opposing takes. That's good. Yeah. It's all about perspective and how, if we can offer a different perspective on things, I think that's a good thing. CL King here this is my buddy CL. He's a motivational speaker. He's been on my show, Focused on Forward. I've been on his show, Impacting Life 24/7. He's a really cool guy. And yeah, you guys need to check out his stuff too. But yeah, one of the things one of the things I struggled the most with the T'Challa episode was the fact that Thanos was cured away from his need for genocide by having a heartfelt conversation. And it was like, I'm sure somebody somewhere tried that, and just like all of a sudden we have one argument. And
but it wasn't with Chadwick Boseman. That's the thing. So,
well, that's true.
Yeah.
I think I'd give up a lot of different things if Chadwick Boseman would be like, especially in the T'Challa voice, is like, you shouldn't do that. So, John says, what about an episode of What If where the younglings survive? Wrong universe.
Tim's going to write the show off, and he's going to tell them, younglings die. That's the way it is. You cut them like butter with a lightsaber. That's how it works. And Dune sucks.
All right. He also says the What If comics didn't have a building continuity, so why should the animated version?
Because they are, like they've said, that it's going to build towards something.
I feel like it's building towards the multiverse of madness for Doctor Strange, because we have the Watcher watching. That the same. I believe it's the same that was in Loki and all that. And I think there's, which becomes Kang the Conqueror. I believe that there's got to be some type of tie-in here between those. And I think that it's leading to something. I just like Joey said, I'm not sure what it's leading to. There's all these different arrows that point, well, it could be going here, it could be going there, it could be doing this. And I think that's, but like he said, that's also a very valid point. If they didn't have it in the comics, why have it in the animated version? And I think that Travis says that's what I'm saying about. I think it's about my point about Thanos, but I'm not positive. I think that's what he was referring to.
I'm down for any multiverse with blonde-haired Nebula. So,
yeah. All right,
bring it on.
All right. Well, before we start wrapping up here, gentlemen, why don't you take a moment, and Mick, we'll let you go first this time because I feel bad for you. But tell everybody where they can find out more about Mick Manhattan, more about the Scene Snobs, and again, tell them what you got coming up with Star Wars, or not Star Wars, but Star Trek rather.
You son of a gun!
How
dare you? So just go check out. Go to thescenesnobs.com. That's where we got everything. All our shows are up. Everything, video or audio, or the whole universe of the Scene Snobs is there. So go check that out. Next week, Star Trek Week, like I said, it's our second annual. We did it last year. It was really popular, actually, because people really seem to enjoy it, and so we're coming back with it for another year. One of the most fun things I think we did last year was we did a script read of the episode Cupid from Star Trek Next Generation. We try to keep them fun, get like an ensemble cast in there to kind of like, of guests to just to kind of enjoy it and have a great time. This year we are doing Trials and Tribulations from DS9, so we will be, we'll get 2 Star Trek universes in there, which will be fun, and kind of go all out for it.
Is that the episode with the Tribbles where they go back in time?
That's the DS9 episode, where they go back in time to the NCC 1701 when they were dealing with the Tribbles.
All right.
Beautiful episode.
Yeah.
Cool beans. All right, Joey, what about you? What about So Wizard? Where can people find it?
The easiest way is go to SoWizardPodcast.com. That's got links to all our social media on the right-hand side of the page. That's got links to all our YouTube content, the podcast, and more. Like I said, we're on every podcatcher under the sun, iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. We are the featured podcast of the week on Podbean this week. So check us out on Podbean app if you want. Candyman review is dropping in a couple days. Next week is Shang-Chi. A lot of big releases through the end of the year. So as long as the schedule holds up, everybody get vaccinated so we can keep having stuff to talk about. That would be great. We're hitting up Fan Expo Boston this weekend coming up for some YouTube content, and New York Comic Con is looming in a few weeks. So lots of stuff coming down the pike. Join us and jump on board.
Awesome.
Nice.
Very, very good. All right.
All right. And everyone who's still here, as a reminder, last Friday, we released our interview with Shannon Farnan, the original Wonder Woman, before Linda Carter made her famous live-action debut as the Amazonian. Shannon was portraying her in the animated classic Super Friends and Challenge of the Super Friends.
Hera, who'd have believed that Shannon Farnan would be introducing these funny science fiction videos?
So that is up on our YouTube and all of your favorite podcasting thingamajiggers. So watch it, listen, like it, share it. You know the drill.
Yeah, really cool conversation about how she became Wonder Woman and everything else. So it was a lot of fun. It's still up. You guys can watch it there. Now, as far as this Friday's release, really excited. We have a great interview with an actor from the show The Tick, Joshua Schubart.
Hi, this is Joshua Schubart from The Tick, and welcome to the Funny Science Fiction Podcast.
Josh is a super cool dude. We've had the opportunity to talk with him a couple times. At least I have as well. You know, tomorrow. His episode will be live focused on Forward, where we talk about his upbringing, the challenges that he faced as a young man, all the things that he's kind of gone through to get him to this point of being an actor. Not only on the show The Tick, but he's got another show called After, and everything that's gone on with that. And then this upcoming Friday, of course, we'll release our episode on funny science fiction, where we talk about his work on The Tick and playing Frank, the member of Ramses IV's henchmen in the Pyramid Gang. So,
and hashtag Schubart's clobbering time.
That's right.
Oh,
I was just going to get to that. So
I'm just going to beat you to it because it's fun to say.
It is fun to say. So one of the things that we talked to Josh about is that he wants to be the next Ben Grimm in the Fantastic Four movies. He really enjoys that role, and he wants to embrace it and be part of that. So we've been tagging Kevin Feige on Twitter, and we have been making some nice Twitter tweets about this topic. And so I'm putting the hashtag in there in the comments. And if you go to @FunnySci-Fi on Twitter, you'll be able to find us, and you'll be able to find all the times that we have tagged Josh in a comment. We've tagged Kevin Feige, and and we put that hashtag in. So if you help us out, go out there and give Schubart's clobbering time some love, and let's try and help Josh make that dream come true, because personally I think he'd be a fantastic Ben Grimm.
All right.
And then let's see. And then Drayton also wants us to remind you that he has a new novel coming out, Dances with Aliens, and he'll have it in October at its Motor City Comic-Con launch.
Look at that. You getting the first copy. It's like
I know, right?
Son or something.
Hold on, put that back up.
Oh.
There it is.
So Dances with Aliens, isn't that Avatar?
Not quite.
No, that's Fern Gully.
That's Fern Gully.
Oh, don't you mean Pocahontas?
All righty.
But yeah, so you guys are going to make sure you want to check that out, and you'll be able to see Drayton Allen at the Motor City Comic-Con. He'll have a table set up there with books, and I'm sure if you buy one, he'll be happy to sign one for you as well. So remember, this Friday, tune in to watch on YouTube or listen on your favorite audio podcast provider for the latest and greatest interview with Joshua Schubart. We're very excited about that. And don't forget to subscribe, just like it's been telling you all along the scrolling ticker thingy going across the bottom of the screen. Your subscription means an absolute ton to us. It helps us out ridiculously. And then when you're done subscribing to us, go to So Wizard, go to the Scene Snobs, subscribe to both of these fellas' podcasts. They have great shows. And Drayton also says that it's very close to what you guys said. So
Better, I'm sure, because Avatar.
Exactly. So anyway, I think that's going to wrap us up for tonight. Guys, thank you so much for being here. Mick, thank you. Joey, thank you. We appreciate your time. We've enjoyed it very much.
Anytime.
Thank you.
That's been a lot of fun. All right, guys, that's going to conclude us tonight for Funny Science Fiction. See you later.
Goodbye.
On behalf of the rest of the hosts of Funny Science Fiction, we'd like to thank you for listening to this episode. If you'd like to be a guest on one of our future episodes, please contact us by means of our Facebook group, Funny Science Fiction. You can find us on Twitter or Instagram using the handle @FunnySci-Fi, or you can go to DraytonAllen.com and click the Contact Me link at the bottom of the page. Thanks again. Hope you enjoyed the episode.